The addictive aspect of news monitoring. Neuroscience, behavioral psychology, and financial decision quality perspective. Consider an investor. As soon as they wake up, they check the news. Throughout the day, they open their financial app multiple times. Their heart races when they hear the notification sound. They reflexively click when they see the breaking news headline. And they think this is conscious investing. But what if this isn't a need for information, but an addiction cycle? 1. The variable reward system. Most addictions are based on the variable reward mechanism. This mechanism is best demonstrated in B.F. Skinner's behavioral experiments. Skinner found that if it's unclear when the reward will come, the behavior is repeated more strongly. Financial news is exactly like this. Most news is insignificant. Occasionally, critical information emerges. That critical information can have a major impact. This ambiguous reward structure constantly triggers the dopamine system. 2. Dopamine and the breaking news effect. Dopamine increases not only when a reward arrives, but also when a reward is anticipated. The phrase, breaking news, activates the following areas of the brain. Expectation center. Threat/opportunity perception system. Even a news headline can produce a chemical reaction. Therefore, the person says, "Let me check again." This cycle can unknowingly turn into an addiction. 3. Uncertainty anxiety. Financial markets are uncertain. Uncertainty creates a perception of threat in the human brain. Following the news creates the feeling, "I am prepared." But often, by the time the news arrives, the price has already moved. The information is overwhelming and subject to interpretation. The quality of actual decision-making does not improve. Nevertheless, the person temporarily reduces anxiety by following the news. This relief reinforces the behavior. 4. Constant arousal. News flow throughout the day. Generates micro-stress waves. Distracts attention. Can increase cortisol levels. The brain remains constantly on alert. In the long term, this can result in loss of focus, impatience, increased emotional decision-making. 5. Information illusion. There is a common belief: the more news, the more advantageous. However, research shows that excessive information can reduce the quality of decision-making. Noise can drown out the signal. Short-term reactivity can increase. This situation, combined with the illusion of overconfidence and control mentioned earlier, increases the risk. 6. Social approval and community influence. News is no longer just information. It also includes interpretation, analysis, reaction, panic, enthusiasm. When combined with social media, group psychology accelerates. FOMO, fear of missing out, increases. Herd behavior strengthens. News consumption becomes not just information consumption, but consumption of emotional fluctuations. 7. When does addiction begin? Beware if you have these symptoms. Unable to rest without checking the news. Need to check repeatedly throughout the day. Checking even when no notifications arrive. Acting impulsively based on the news. Restlessness when away from the screen. At this point, it's not information that's the focus, but the search for dopamine. The deep truth: following the news alone isn't bad, but constant and compulsive news consumption creates a sense of control, temporarily reduces anxiety, creates a dopamine cycle, and the person might mistake this for a conscious investment. However, most successful investments don't come from constant news following, but from a clear strategy and patience. Conclusion: the addictive side of news consumption. It relies on a variable reward mechanism. It generates dopamine anticipation. It temporarily reduces anxiety caused by uncertainty. It creates constant arousal. It can impair decision-making quality. The real question is the news controlling you? Or are you selectively consuming information